Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie Zara and I'm Senior Lecturer in the Forensic and Investigative Science team within the School of Life Science at ARU. Together with my colleague, we are going to introduce you to the two courses that we offer here, which are the BSc in Forensic Science and the BSc in Crime and Investigative Studies. To tell you just a little bit about myself, I've been at ARU for these last 5 years. I'm teaching mostly in the forensic science degree. My background is mostly forensic genetics, where I did both research and I worked as well on cases, and particularly working in industry. So during this presentation, I will be mostly talking about the forensic science degree.
Hello everyone, my name is Georgina Belsham and I'm a lecturer on the Crime and Investigative Studies course here at ARU. Today I'm going to help you all understand a little bit more about the course that we offer. Myself and my colleague Natalie are part of the Forensic and Investigative Science team, and today we're going to be talking to you in a bit more detail about both the Forensic Science course and the Crime and Investigative Studies course, more specifically the similarities, especially in first year when it comes to the content and the shared modules. And then we're going to talk to you a bit more about the differences, especially when it comes to your final year and looking at different career paths, specifically for forensic science and for crime and investigative studies. The Crime and Investigative Studies course teaches a wide variety of topics, such as crime scene analysis, the legal system, policing and intelligence, and forensic science. This course is aimed at anyone who has an interest in any area of the criminal justice system. And what's so good about it is that if you join the course in year one and you are unsure about what type of field you want to go into and you haven't pinpointed a career, then you can study different subjects throughout the degree. And by the time you reach the end, you will have decided on what type of area you would like to go into.
For the forensic science degree, you will look at the scientific aspect of evidence. That is, how you can use principles of chemistry and biology to analyze evidence recovered from the crime scenes. The degree will actually take you from the recovery of the evidence from the crime scene, focus on the analysis of the evidence in the lab, and then how the results are used in an investigation. The beauty of this course is the diversity of the field that you will be exploring, the actual science and the procedures of how things are done in the lab, and the significant contribution it can make to actual casework. Because of the variety of topics that you will cover, it can help you identify the particular field that you mostly like. As we stated before, there is some overlap between the two courses, particularly in the first and the third year. In the first year, you will have modules such as Applied Science for Forensic Investigators, Introduction to Forensic Photography and Methodology, UK Law and Legal System, and Physical Criminalistics. And these cover general topics that are relevant to both courses and actually form the fundamentals. These include the basic principles of chemistry and biology, an overview of the different types of evidence that can be recovered from the crime scene, such as biological, chemical, and trace evidence, as well as the procedures that are used in analyzing the crime scene and the legal aspects of the field. Then there is a shared module in the second year, which is forensic scene examination, where you will look into more detail about how the evidence is processed from the crime scene. In the third year, you will then have forensic anthropology and forensic pathology common between the two courses, where you will be looking at the human body, how it decomposes, the interpretation of injuries, and skeletal remains. You will also have the module related to your project. Here, based on your area of interest, you will be allocated a tutor with whom you will develop and work a research project, by the end of which you need to prepare a report. It is actually a good opportunity for you to explore in more detail what is most of interest to you, because this can help you with future employment. So now moving on to the module specific to forensic science, you will start with the physical and quantitative chemistry. It is here that you will look at the fundamental concepts of basic chemistry analysis and physical chemistry, as well as calculations related to it. In the second year, then you will have a mixture of chemistry and biology. where the chemistry will go into more detail about the techniques and equipment used for forensic science with the modules forensic analytical chemistry, chemical criminalistics, and forensic spectroscopy techniques. For the biology aspect, you will have the module forensic genetics, and this is about how biological evidence is recovered from the crime scene, how it is processed to generate a DNA profile, and how the evidence is presented. In the final year, apart from the shared modules, you will also have a module related to the chemistry surrounding fire and explosive, toxicology with the module analysis of drugs and poison, and then you will have a module called advanced forensic methodology. This module will actually consolidate all that you have learned in the 3 years of your course and will give you the opportunity to use the knowledge and the work through the case from start to finish, that is from the crime scene recovery of the evidence, analysis of the evidence, and presentation of the evidence in a moot court.
I'm now going to talk to you a little bit about the modules the Crime and Investigative Studies students will study. In first year, as my colleague Natalie has mentioned, both forensic science students and crime and investigative studies students will study 4 of the same modules. Separate to this, the crime and investigative studies students will focus on a module called investigative skills. This will be further developed in your second year, where you'll focus more on the investigative side of the criminal justice system, studying modules such as evidence-based policing, mass fatality incidents, and digital forensics. A shared module between both courses in your second year is called Forensic Scene Examination, which focuses on the analysis and interpretation of crime scenes. Finally, in your third year, you will bring all of your knowledge together to apply it to specialised topics and learn how to manage major crime investigations. Joint modules in your final year will be focused on forensic pathology and forensic anthropology, and of course your final year project. More details about each module can be found on the separate course pages on the ARU website. Here at ARU, we have a broad and ever-expanding team of lecturers, all who are involved in exploring different areas of the criminal justice system. We have those whose main area of research lie in forensic genetics and DNA profiling, to those whose research the effects of PTSD on crime scene investigators. Due to all the different areas of expertise, both courses can offer you an in-depth understanding into a variety of subject areas. Not only will you learn about forensic science and crime scene examination, but you will also learn how an investigation is carried out from the crime scene to a courtroom. The forensic and investigative students will have access to our £45 million science centre at the heart of the campus. Its facilities include Super Lab, digital forensics labs, major project labs, crime scene suites, lecture theatres, and dedicated learning spaces. Industry standard equipment are fundamental for teaching on these courses, and we have chemistry and biology equipment that we make available to our students. These include crime lights, 360-degree cameras, gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, polymerase chain reaction instruments, and microscopy. We have a growing collection of human skeletal remains as well as plastic skeletal casts showing skeletal pathologies and trauma, so that students can appreciate and learn from real specimens. Additionally, we're able to simulate all types of crime scenes with the use of our specialised mannequins. Both forensic science and crime and investigative studies are accredited by the Chartered Society of Forensic Sciences, which means that the level and content of teaching we supply has been independently assessed. It's recognised by professional standards to produce graduates with the competent skills and knowledge to obtain jobs in the field of their choice and perform that job professionally. We have maintained this accreditation for a number of years now, and it's something that we are very proud of.
Both courses can also be taken up with the option of having a placement year between the second and the third year of the course. Now, with the help of a specific ARU team, that is the placement team, you will be encouraged and helped to find a placement for the year. If successful, you will be working within the company or the organization for that entire year, but you will be still monitored and assisted by a tutor within our team. This is a very great opportunity for the students to develop valuable work experience alongside their studies.
In addition to the practical skills we teach you, we also aim to develop personal skills that help with the transition to your future career. These skills include things like communication, teamwork, and independent learning. One of the most popular aspects of these courses is that the variety of topics we cover allow students a wider choice of careers. We have students who have gone into careers within a variety of commercial laboratories, such as Cellmark and Eurofins, government organisations like the Fire and Rescue Service, Police Service and Prison Services. Additionally, students have identified areas of interest from the courses and gone on to further postgraduate study. We will help you with employability skills through personal development tutorials. Each student is assigned a tutor who is their initial point of contact throughout their degree for any academic concerns or personal issues relating to academic performance. My advice to you would be to come to an open or an applicant day, explore the campus, speak to staff members and student ambassadors, and by doing that you will really get a feel for the university, the course and the city. There is so much to do and so much to see, you will honestly never be bored here. You can find both Forensic Science and Crime and Investigative Studies courses on the ARU website. You will see all the relevant information about what is required, and you can apply online through UCAS or directly through ARU's online application system. Any questions, you can speak to our staff members, student ambassadors, or to our admissions team. Thank you all very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at ARU.